La Légion est à Magenda. L'affaire est dans le sac.
I will never ever forget Yoboki because it was the hardest moment in my life as a Legionnaire. And Yoboki was the name of an exercise. So every time we reached Djiboutian soil, it was not take our luggage and go to the camp. It was getting equipped with all your gear and with a parachute on your back, being dropped on a drop zone and start a 3 days maneuver. And that's what we did in 1988. And so we took all our gear, our rucksack, about 35 kilos in it, it's about 70 pounds, our weapon, even the heavy weapon like machine guns and so. We even took mortars 81, and all our gear, starting like a battle dress uniform, helmet, equipment, weapon, ammunition, hand grenades and all stuff. And we go to the next hangar to be equipped with the EPI. EPI is the Element Parachutable Individual. And in the hangar where we equipped, it was hot. It was hot. Even when I think about it, I have some goosebumps all over my body. We had about 45 degrees Celsius. It's about 113 Fahrenheit. It was crazy. And we had 7:30 a.m. and 45 degrees Celsius. Imagine this one. It was strong. It was just powerful. It was unbelievable. And so suddenly we stand there. We have been ready to shuffle into the Transal. We had 2 Transal for the whole company. And I remember we shuffled into the machine, took our place into the Transal, and in this moment, we had the first Legionnaire who he fell down to the ground unconscious. He lost conscious. So we had to grab him, put him out of the machine, and the exercise was finished for him. He was an Italian guy and it was our secretary. And I thought, fuck, what is this? They really want to drop us in the heat, in the desert, yes. And before the Transal flew out, we had a second Legionnaire who was finished for him. It was too hot. Sunburn, dehydration, And I remember we took about 7 liters water in our rucksack, 7 kilos extra to carry. The aim was to be dropped over the zone of Gagade, over the drop zone of Gagade, the Gagade desert. It was hell. It was hell. It was harder than Mojave and desert of Gobi, whatever you can imagine. But the commander of the airplane made a mistake, so they dropped us. They dropped us too far east. So we had to cross by walking the whole desert of Gagade just before climbing to the mountains. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours during. And I remember I was marching with all my heavy luggage, and in front of me I had Welsh. Welsh was a British gentleman, and he carried a machine gun on his back. It was the AA-52, Arm Automatic Model 52. And I saw him walking like this and suddenly sitting down to the ground and boom, finish over. Sunburn and total dehydration. So we took away his helmet, opened his belly, spread some fresh water in his face and give him some fresh air. But he had to continue. There was no way to say, finish. It was a mistake. I shouldn't be here. No. He had to go on with us, marching with us, and finish the exercise. Has not even started, So every time, so we shared his luggage. One takes the machine gun, the other one takes the ammunition, the other one takes his rucksack, and we stepped on further to the top of the mountain. Behind there was a village called Yoboki, a small village, That's why we call the exercise Yoboki. And in midnight, it was dark midnight, we installed our tactical bivouac in the lava stones, volcanic stones in the Yoboki area. And it was midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning, and we still had 33 degrees Celsius, about 86 Fahrenheit. It was crazy. Half of the water was gone. And the sergeant gives out the order You only drink water when I tell you to drink water, okay? This was a formal order. Not to follow the order would bring you in jail for 30 days. And jail in the Legion, in Djibouti? No way, no way. Don't do it. It's hard, you know. And I remember very well. The next morning, we infiltrated enemy land, no man's land, to install observation positions on the mountains, on the hills around us, you know, to observe the enemy from far. And we installed a bivouac a little bit in the back, and I was caporal. I was caporal of the equipe shock, So I had foreman, and I had to change one of my men who was already there observing the enemy. And I told you, hey, Stevenson, you take your weapon, you replace the gentleman on the hill, and you go on with the observation. And he took his weapon, he took his rucksack, and I followed with my eyes that Stevenson was also a British guy, and he was like, he was doing like this, boom, boom, boom. He was marching left, right, left, right, left, right. Get on his knees, get up, left, right. But finally, he could find his way to the observation point, and the Legionnaire who was on observation came back to us. He had eyes like this, you know. It was unbelievable hot. And I thought by myself, where have you landed? March or die. This is real. This is real life with a friend for a Legionnaire, you know. And I reached my limit. Me, myself, and we reached our limit. And suddenly, in the morning, the first day of exercise, our sergeant, I think it was Sergeant Strong, also a British gentleman. He was my team leader, a sergeant, chef de group. He told me, hey, Thomas, Caporal Thomas, you took all the bottles, all the bidons, and you find some water for the group. So I took two of my guys, and I gave them order to get all the bidons, all the water bottles, everything we could put water in it, because I knew a little bit the desert. I knew where to find water. So, and then when we had all the water bottles, bidon, we put them in an empty rucksack, and psh, off we go. And then finally, after one mile of march, we found a talweg. It was a little bit a shadow place, a talweg, and I say, there. And there was on the ground, it was water. But it was maybe water, it was a Wasserlache like 3-4 meters. But from far you could hear the noise of mosquitoes. And then when we came closer, you could see that there was a lot of mosquitoes, a lot of flies, and it was smelling strong. And it was the result of camels shitting and urinating in the water. The water was just stinking. And suddenly, one of my Legionnaires, he dropped his gun, he dropped his rucksack, and he starts to run towards the water. There, reaching the water, he fell on his knees and he starts to drink in the fucking shit water. Fuck. It was, I felt like being in a movie, you know, but it wasn't a movie. I was protagonist, I was actor, you know, and then suddenly it was my aim, it was my devoir. It was my mission to keep the fucking Legionnaire away from drinking the water. That's what I did. I ran myself to him, I grabbed him and boom, boom, smashed him 2 times in the face. Are you crazy drinking the water? And he was like, wow, he was like being under drugs, you know. And then I knew it was impossible to drink the water. We would all die in the desert of Gagade, you know, and the Yoboki mountain. So, but nevertheless, we filled all the shitty water in the bidons, in the water bottles, closed them, put them in a bag, and back to the basis camp. And there, we filtered the water with our t-shirts, you know, filtered the water with our t-shirt in a recipient, and then we cooked the water, and suddenly we have enough water to go on with the maneuver. You know, I made maneuvers with Marines, with special troops from all the earth, with Brazilian army, with Belgium paracommandos, the German Bundeswehr, and I knew at this time all other armies would have stopped the fucking maneuver. Not so the French for Legion. Suddenly, in the end of the day, we heard the coming of 2 buffaloes. Buffaloes are helicopters. The buffaloes landed, maybe 400 meters away, in the headquarters place where our captain had been. And we had 13 legionnaires who had sunburn, dehydration. For them, the maneuver was finished. They almost died under the sun of Gagade. It was strong. It was even to think about it, wasn't it? And it was 10% of the company tilt, finish. So they flew out the legionnaires, but the captain decided to go on with the maneuver. And we only stopped the maneuver 1 day later. 1 day later. Me, myself, and I, we have been pushed to the limit. I saw the landscape when I opened my eyes. I saw the landscape dancing, just flimmering and flaring, and it was like I felt like being drunken, and my ideas were not clear. And I was a strong man, physically and my body and my brain was strong, but even me, I was absolutely pushed to my limit in the exercise on Yoboki. And this was the hardest moment I lived within the French Front Legion. You can believe me. Never ever in my life I have the wish to do this again. Never ever. But to think about it, yeah, great moments. Maybe moments like this made a man out of me. Yeah. Oh, just stunning. Crazy. These legionnaires are crazy. Devils, not men. Devils, not men. Yoboki.